Man, it's so hot.
Irish Media Network. We entertain.
I'm Marvin. You're tuned to the Irish Media Network via YouTube and Facebook Live. It's absolutely roasting. You're all very welcome to the second semi-final Decade of Dance Music Quiz. We have one more show to go after this one. It's been quite the journey, but we're nearly there. As always, tonight we'll be testing our knowledge on music history from the last 100 years. That's 10 decades. Hence the Decades of Dance, for any of you wondering, 1920 to 2020. It's day 74 of my personal lockdown, and London is absolutely melting down. It's a sweatbox over here. Literally feels like someone's got the heating on everywhere. And it's bloody amazing. Proper summer vibes. I just want to sit in the sun drinking margaritas and listen to Cuban jazz, then hit some sort of warehouse party till the sun comes back again. But I'm not going to, cause tonight we have a battle of young Londoners, both nailing it in their respective worlds. It's Laura, you won off the telly, Whitmore versus Deniz. I'm loving it, Menendez. The last dance of a lineup, I guess. I think Michael Jordan versus Magic Johnson. Sporty Spice versus Posh Spice. If you like Barry's Tea, is it Barry's Tea versus Lions? Tottenham versus Spurs. Ralph the Pug versus Mick the Multi-Poo. Yes, I said Multi-Poo. Wow. Man, it's literally like, do you take milk or tea first in your cup type of vibe? It's flipping serious. But there can only be one survivor, and they will take on the mighty Ashley Beedle in the final next week. Oh, it's big. It's big. First up, she smacked Mango back. Schmacked. Did I say schmacked? Yes, she smacked Mango back to Finland, saying, get down at it, packing home to Waterford. She's the last lady standing, rapping the girls. We all know the girls run the world. She met Janet Jackson in the bog once. I'm not sure if they're mates, but that's enough for me. She's the face of Love Island, been a major part of the whole MTV thing over here in London, UK, Europe. Got her BBC vibes rolling away. She's been there, ate that on I'm a Celeb. She's the mother of Multi-Poo Mick. He just sounds like some mad bastard from Limerick now, doesn't he? He sounds like someone you just wouldn't mess with it. What's that?
I think he is a mad bastard. It does sound like he's from Limerick sometimes with his bar.
I mean, you just wouldn't mess with it. He might. He sounds like he hangs out with Blind Boy and the lads down there. Shouts to the Limerick's crew as well, Blind Boy and the boys. It's the host of the most, Laura. Mama said, knock you out, Whitmore. Yes, Laura. Welcome.
Thank you. That's a big welcome, isn't it?
It is. You've been busier than ever in the lockdown. Do you ever sleep? I know we chatted about that earlier, but do you actually sleep? Because it seems like you're on the go all the time, lady.
Yeah, no, I love sleep. I love sleep so much. But yeah, it's been busy. It's weird. It's been busy since I've been in lockdown. I'm also really bad at doing nothing. I was like, I'm just going to enjoy and take some time off. But sometimes you feel you should be doing more. I need to just like take a day off. I did sleep in the garden for a little bit earlier on. Nice. So it's not too bad. But I mean, the weather's lovely, isn't it? It's so nice.
It's a stunner, absolute stunner. Like I just can't get enough of it, even though we're indoors right now. I know I want to head out for it. You're wearing a jumper there, Jesus.
Well, because I'm that kind of. I never really understand. I got a bit cold when I went in because I was literally just going around in shorts and t-shirts, and I did that thing that my mother taught me. Like if you get cold, like just put a jumper on. You don't turn on the heating. You don't close the door. Leave the doors open and just wear a jumper.
Classic Irish steez, that one.
Don't leave the immersion on, for the love of God.
Here, massive big ups for the classes with Harry. I think it's his birthday today, by the way.
Birthday, so we were supposed to do work at 8 a.m. this morning, but that got cancelled.
Oh, fair enough.
I think he was on a golf course today.
Lucky man. Okay, I've got a couple of big questions for you. Are you a raver or rocker?
Rocker. Nike
or Adidas?
I'd say Nike or Adidas.
Adidas. Okay, which one though?
Nike probably. Nike Air is what I kind of wear on my feet.
Nice. Air Max 90s, Air Max 1s?
At the moment, I'm wearing what's an absolute embarrassment. Hold on.
Okay. What is that? What are those? What the hell?
That's what's going on my feet at the moment. No one sees my feet, so I'm going to be comfortable socks and yellow fluffy slippers.
Amazing.
Sports brands.
I've got no shoes on right now, which is probably a first for me because it's so bloody hot. I just didn't.
I know, I'm wearing a jumper and socks and slippers. What's wrong?
I'm the opposite, man. I'm the opposite. Right, Laura, so you're Hulk Hogan taking on the Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania 2020. What's your battle call to your opponent? You can do a hacka if you want to.
A hacka? I don't think I'm like the whole thing. I don't know. What do I do? I'll do a hacka call. I'm going to take something from Love Island. Probably like a slow-mo, like something in slow-mo. because that's how we work in Love Island. So whatever I do, battle style will just have to be.
Okay, I'm sure that's put the fear up Dennis there. Excellent. Taking up the challenge from Laura, he knocked out the man with many brains, Bill Brewster, and Steve Brains, a man with only one brain, to make it here this evening. He's a main squeeze music booker at the legendary Ministry of Sound. My last proper DJ show at Bon Voyage was there too. He's a resident on the amazing Rinse FM, one half of the locally respected, internationally known Menendez Brothers. He's the Jamie Oliver of Whitechapel. Some of the food going down has been proper. I'm well, gel, mate. Killing it with the culinary vibes.
Mate, you'll have to pop round when this is all over. You're more than welcome.
Casa de Salsa, man. Casa de Salsa.
Yeah, baby. Come in and get lost in the sauce.
I'm lost in the sauce, man. But you got it's like the kind of Clubland Mafia in there. You got Jody, George, and Sam, yourself. I mean,
yeah, it's good. We've been having lots of fun here. We've got the decks and everything, the vinyls, the CDJs. So we've been mixing. Kimono Bros are kind of coming strong next year.
I mean, I'm ready. I'm always up for that, man. I'm always up for that. I see you as more the Tony Soprano of the gang.
I see it running the show. Keeping it moving. That's it. That's how we're doing it. It's good. Yes. It's a very, very nice vibe. We're all getting fat and loving doing nothing. Well, they're working. I'm doing nothing. I'm just like, right, more food, more booze, more booze.
Good man. So,
cycle.
So what's on the menu tonight at Casa de Salsa?
We've got duck cooking tonight and chicken. We've got duck and chicken with
everyone's like pasta and pizza and like really plain beige food, and you're like,
nah, not in this house. We've been going in, and it's been amazing.
I mean, they've even got little swirls of sauce on the plate that are like put in by like Leonardo or Botticelli.
I don't know how to do them, so like if I make a really nice plate of food, I'm like, can you do the sauce thing for me? I can't do it. Yeah.
What's with your flatmates dressing up as like 90s house DJs from America, man? It's cute, by the way, but what's going on there?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. It's just every day is something new in here. We're just trying to have as much fun as possible. I mean, why not?
Right, cool. I've got a couple of quick questions for you, man. Puma or Reebok?
Puma all day long for me. Repping always.
Always. Right, tie abs or knee-doos? Because that's the big question if you're in Whitechapel.
Knee-do. But Lahore's the one.
Okay, controversial.
Yeah.
Right, so you're Conor McGregor taking on Habib. Again, what's your battle cry for Laura?
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
Okay, she's shitting herself there. Lovely stuff. Okay. The fear. I can see the fear in her eyes.
I can see it in your eyes. Laura.
Okay, we have 8 questions, and our contestants will answer via WhatsApp to Owen, the quiz lord. He's in the Death Star there in Dublin. We'll reveal the answers after each round, and the winner will be the one who takes home the most points. Please feel free to send us in any questions and answers. Answer away, and we'll read out stuff as we go along. Okay, everyone. Laura, you ready?
Not after that battle cry, but I am.
The fear. Dennis, you ready?
Ready. Let's do this.
Let's get ready to rumble. Semi-final number 2, Whitmore versus Menendez. Sounds like a boxing match already, in fairness. Gloves on, fight. Question 1. What happened in jazz music in the 1940s?
I mean, it's quite vague, isn't it?
Yeah. What happened in jazz music? What seminal thing happened in jazz music in the 1940s? What happened in jazz?
I'm giving you a paragraph. Oh my God, I sent that to my brother.
That's so good. Shout outs to Kay, Alan Fitzpatrick, Bushboy 18. Big up, brother. Get up the yard from Darren McCormick. Andy Shiara Bell, Pat Sheridan. Why is my head so giant? I don't know, Shara. I do not know. Because I'm close to the camera.
I'm spitting a little essay.
A few answers in there. So what happened in jazz in the 1940s? Big question.
Okay, so both answers seem to be in there. Okay, Arvine, do you want to go with this one?
Yeah, I think so. This is like the big split in jazz music, isn't it? So it goes, it's like bebop and something else. I don't know. That's where the split happens, right?
Yeah, so basically the evolution of blues and jazz in the 20s, and then in the 40s you had Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and they split off into bebop. And it's basically the old jazz had like a basing of melodies and harmonies on traditional Western major and minor 7-note scales, and then the new guys kind of had this new format where they could use all 12 notes on a chromatic style. So again, their options were just much more varied. So that was the big thing that happened in the 40s. So the invention of bebop and modern jazz is what happened. So nobody got the correct answer for this one.
What did they say?
So we got Dennis had jazz music turned into blues, but blues was invented in the 1920s. So
yeah, I got that wrong.
And then Laura had World War II, so the band, and they had speakeasies.
And there were speakeasies, that's what I assumed. The 40s, early 40s, that the wars happened.
Yeah, so the speakeasies are from the 1920s during Prohibition. So speakeasies basically
during the war. Then did they not like? Oh no, that was just. Do you know what? I went to a wartime party, and I think I'm getting confused.
Yeah, so wartime would have been more the 40s. The 40s is pretty much dominated by crooner music, which is Frank Sinatra, all those kind of lads, and then the new separation of jazz. So that's pretty much the 40s in a nutshell. So yeah, on to the next question.
I highly recommend
give it a go. That's wrong.
You're close, but no cigar, unfortunately, brother.
Yeah, I have a guess, can't you, sometimes?
You gotta have a guess. Right, question number 2. Iconic rock and roll star Buddy Holly began his career in what year? Closest to the year wins. Iconic rock and roll star Buddy Holly started his career in what year?
I'm gonna
think about Buddy Holly. He wasn't around for long, so
he's only around for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Give me an exact year, Laura.
Oh, exact year. I thought it was decade.
Yeah, closest to the year is going to win it.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, we got. Do you know what? Yeah, it's just a little bit unfair because you asked us the question on this last time, roughly. So I've got a rough estimate.
Okay, so Laura, you just need to be within that decade, and you're going to win by a couple of decades. So.
Oh, I'm wrong then.
Okay.
Any year within that. Yeah, perfect. Arvine, do you want to go with this one?
We've got some other people firing in. Shara, 55, K, 58, Pat, 56, Johnny Quinn, 1949, Darren McCormick, 1956. This is a previous question, and I kind of read up a bit on it. So it's 19. He was active between 1957 and 1959 or something, I think.
But it's when he first started.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
I
went back. I was thinking of when he was kind of born. So yeah, I think I got that wrong year.
Yeah, so the answer is he has one of the shortest careers ever yet. He's one of the most influential people in rock and roll music. So Dennis guessed 1936, but rock and roll didn't come into play for another 2 decades. So Laura got 1955, so she was the closest. So spring of 1957 to the winter of 1959 was his entire career.
Man, he got killed in a plane crash.
When was he born? Was he around that time he was born, wasn't he?
He would have been born in the 30s, yeah, because he was young. End of the 30s is when he would have been born, because he was like 19, 20 when he hit the scene.
He was in that plane crash with the Big Bopper and Richie Valens.
Yeah, he was indeed.
Yeah. Massive loss to the music industry then. So question number 3. The 45 RPM vinyl was introduced to market in which year? Closest to the year wins.
There. Okay.
The 45 PM vinyl was introduced to market. So that's the 7-inch basically, isn't it?
No, it's this. Yeah, it's small 7-inch. Yeah.
45 PM.
It's an actual exact year kind of vibe.
Yeah, there's an exact date, in fact.
What?
I'm not going to. All right, let's have a little guess.
Well, I mean, there's officially an exact date, but get closest to the year wins. If you can get the exact date and you can get the name of the guy who actually pressed the first piece of vinyl in the original pressing plant, I'm going to send you £5 million.
No, can't.
Wait, I'm going to give you a month. And I'm going to give you a year.
People firing in answers there.
The month as well.
No idea.
So
you weren't far off.
Who?
You haven't guessed yet, Dennis.
Ah.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
Oh,
so yeah. Right, so closer to your win. So Arvine, do you want to go with this one?
This is 1949 was when the first 7-inch popped into circulation.
What year?
1949. So 31st of March. So basically they released to compete with the 33 RPM, which had been released in 1948. So that was released by RCA Victor, and the 33 by Columbia, which was actually initially the 33 is what you're guessing at, Dennis. The 33 was originally invented in the 1930s by RCA Victor, but it flopped upon arrival. And then Columbia invented the 33 in the end of the 40s, and it ended up being successful. So RCA Victor made the 45 to compete against it. Laura takes the points.
Smashed it.
I literally took a few years off Buddy Holly's career. I was like, there was records around then, so I'll do a few years before that.
Right, cool. So,
hey, shit. Oops, sorry.
don't worry, mate. There's still plenty of time. We've still got lots to go here. So, question number 4: what decade did reggae start? What decade did reggae start? Reggae. What decade did it start? I mean, it's a tough question.
I'm gonna say, okay,
I guess this isn't like the official decade of when it really exploded, you know?
between 2 decades.
Oh,
Yeah, you're bang on, Laura.
The earlier one, because it'll always be earlier than what you think it's going to be.
fuck.
Reggae. Reggae man.
Yeah, so Dennis is right as well.
Reggae sauce brought out.
Arvine, do you want to have a go at this?
I'm going to say the 60s, you know, because I think that's when the ska and all that stuff kicked off. So,
Yeah, so again, it's one of the genres.
I can hear it buzzing.
It's you guys texting me.
Oh, all right.
I turned it on silent there. So yeah, both of the guys got the correct answers. The 60s, there's no one artist kind of specifically responsible. You had Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and the Wailers and all that turned up at the right time, but it's kind of when ska beat and turned from the 60s into the kind of slower rock steady, and then the Jamaican kind of reggae sound evolved then at the late 60s.
Interesting time, man. Jamaica. I mean, and you guys been to Jamaica before?
No, my friend's supposed to be getting married there, and I think she was going to get married there at the end of the year. To next year, so obviously that's not going to happen.
Maybe not. Yeah. I'm meant to be going to Peru for a wedding myself, but Jamaica is like the whole. Everyone in Jamaica is musical. It's just part of the culture, isn't it? It's just part of life.
Yeah, and you know what? Jamaicans are really similar to Irish because, like, so one of my best friends is Jamaican. She's engaged to an Irish man, and she says she can't believe how similar Cork accent is to the Jamaican accent, and her mom always says "guan," like her mom and her family are "guan guan," and every time she goes to Cork, everyone says "go on, go on."
Well, go on.
Go on.
Go on.
Oh, that's excellent.
Pretty much the same, and they like to dance.
I think there's a place in Cork where a lot of there's a place in Jamaica, Montserrat, where people sound Irish, yeah. So really strong connection there. So let's move on to the next question. Shouts to Johnny and Kay who got the answers right on that. Pat, you did not get it right, mate. 1926 was not the beginning of reggae. Maybe you're answering another question. But anyway, Pat is a bit of a mad lad, and he's my uncle. So just so you know here, he will be just trolling me as the show goes on here. So next question, which is question number 5. Walking on, broken glass are lyrics to a hit song by a world-renowned female artist. Name the artist.
Lads, these are great. This is me now.
Walking on, broken glass are lyrics to a hit song by world-renowned female artist. Name the artist.
Yeah, both answers in there. Arvine, do you want to have a go?
Yeah, it's obviously the amazingly talented Annie Lennox.
Yeah, it is indeed. Both guys get the correct answer there. So yeah, she's also been in the Rhythmics collaboration with Dave Stewart as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Legend. Yeah, absolute legend, Dave Stewart. He's behind a lot of music that out there. He's got like an amazing studio in the south of France and has invited a lot of bands over to work in that studio. He's top man. Yeah. Everything he touches turns to gold, literally. So question number
6.
6? The heat is getting to me here.
And I'm very busy at Maths 2 is going to be coming out here.
Jesus. Excuse me. Something in our water. I don't know what it is. So Pharrell Williams' first solo song was called Fronting. What year was it released in? Pharrell released his first solo song, Fronting, which is an absolute banger, of all things, by Pharrell in general. What year was it released? It was a great year that year, actually. Wonderful year for music.
It wasn't any idea this is him solo.
Solo. Fronting was his first solo single.
No, I pressed it wrong. There we go. That's it.
Now,
I'm thinking early, but
Nice. Earlier.
NERD came first, didn't they?
they did. They did.
Ah, oh, fuck.
I'm guessing this. I think I interviewed him that year as him and not as NERD.
You probably did. You probably did.
I've gone early. I've gone too early.
Someone said 2016. He's off their faces. Andy Noble, mate, I love you, brother, but you're completely wrong.
I think I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I overthought this.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
All
got
the answers in?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just looking at one of the comments here from Shiara, who actually worked on that record release, and she says it's 2005 to work on that one. I love him, and he's a top dude. Dave, I don't know why she's got Dave in there, but like, if I'm not mistaken, she's wrong, and it's 2003.
She is wrong. It's 2003. She might have worked on his In My Mind album, which came out in 2006. But yeah, his first song was 2003. So Deniz gets the closest to this, so he takes the point.
Because I remember, I thought like in 2008, 2009, he was still in NERD.
Yeah, he never left NERD though.
No,
Yeah.
maybe that's it. I mean, because I was trying to think, when did he do like Happy and stuff and like all that stuff? But
That was very recently in comparison.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Happy came out and disappeared for relatively fast, and then it just got synced, didn't it, to that film for Disney Pixar. And that's what actually blew it up.
yeah.
So yeah, Pharrell is just like the golden child, really. I think of pop music. There's
The man that never ages.
never ages.
Hey,
Man that never ages.
I mean, if there's ever a potential that someone might be an alien, it's that man.
Him and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, him and Keanu, man, definitely Keanu.
oh my God, I was watching The Outsider. Then he's in The Outsider on Netflix. Jared Leto is like almost 50 and he looks about 20. Like that's
What film was that?
The Outsider.
All right, it's going on tonight.
On Netflix. It's good. It got a bit like, I was like, can we watch something happy before we go to bed? It's not.
You gotta be careful with your pre-dream consumption at the moment, because the production levels of Dreams is in fucking super Hollywood budget at the moment.
My dreams, especially in this heat as well. Like, I'm delirious. I actually went to bed. We started watching it. We didn't finish it. So I was like, it's too much. I went to bed, and then my boyfriend got up and watched it in the middle of the night.
Crazy. Madman. Okay, I've got we've got 3 more questions to go.
No, you got 2 more questions. There was just one added just in case we had a tiebreaker.
Okay, that's a tiebreaker down here. Okay, question number 7. Ma Rainey and Mamie Smith are famous singers from which genre?
What was the first one?
Ma Rainey and Mamie Smith are famous singers from which genre of music?
Okay.
It's going to be a
Ma
guess.
Rainey and Mama Smith. Now, I can have a stab at this one, but I'm just like, what the hell? It's a bit of a like,
We're going for a genre of music, Laura, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
I was wondering what the...
I'm getting hungry now looking at your hat, Dennis.
Wait. What about this? It turns into a bucket on the inside of chicken.
Stop it.
Look at that. It's an actual bucket on the inside of chicken.
It's kind of scary looking on the inside there, though, bro.
I know, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's one of my favorite hats, though, so I'm going to keep it on.
Ambassador for KFC.
Maybe. Maybe.
Every night, but actually you're just being sent buckets of KFC.
It says when you buy so much KFC, you get bolt-ons, and I've got a hat.
Well, if you're a ambassador, send us around the bucket, because I could do one right about now, man. In about the next 15 minutes. Right. Okay. So,
Hold on to Sinrich.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say like rhythm and blues kind of vibe. Really, it's like they sound blues, especially Mama Smith.
Yeah, so they're from the blues era. Mama Smith was the first lady to ever record a blues record back in the 1920s. So yeah, Dennis with the points here. Laura got gospel. as the Chiara by the looks of it. So, but yeah, incorrect. Blues is the right answer. So Dennis with the points.
Keeping it consistent with my guesses with blues from earlier as well. It's got to be one of them. Come on. Hello, who's that?
This is
That's multi-poo Mick right there. Welcome
That's
to the jungle, Mick.
Ian. Go getting alcohol.
Ian, love the hair, brother. Love the hair.
Yeah, man. It's
Look at the
alright,
back.
right?
Show the back of your head. Right, go closer. Go closer.
Oh no, there's a line.
Let's shut up. Wait, hold on.
Okay, Lord. It might be career for you after that.
Better than that. It actually
It looks
better.
alright.
All right.
Hey, go away with it, mate. It's growing. You're fine.
Dennis, Grace Flynn is saying your hair is pretty scary looking there, man. Let's have a look.
Hey, look at Dennis's hair.
Let's see.
He's been wearing a hat.
Yeah, have you? Oh my God! More volume than a pensioner's telly.
I'm like, all my hair's in my strength. All my strength's in my hair, sorry.
All my hair is in my strength. That's what. Game over. Game over. Right. Okay. So we've got one more question to go, lads. So Ennio Morricone and Hans Zimmer are two of the most iconic composers of music of the past 100 years.
Yeah.
Who's won more Grammys, Zimmer or Morricone?
I mean, one I'm going to go is obvious one. But
Okay.
maybe the obvious one. Because last time I did this with Jay-Z, and I got it wrong.
Okay. Okay. You might have, yeah.
I like to think that
Okay.
Morricone versus Zimmer, two of the most iconic composers of music of the past 100 years. Who has won more Grammys, Zimmer or Morricone?
Answers are in, RV, and John, have a go at this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say Zimmer because I just feel he's been more prolific.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's done more kind of big action production movies. So Hans Zimmer's won 4 and been nominated for 19. Ennio Morricone's only won 1 and been nominated for 7.
Zimmer.
So we get both correct answers here.
It must be shit though, because although he's won 4, like he's lost so many times. He's lost 15 times. He's gone to that awards 15 times and not won.
I mean, if you on your mantelpiece anyway, it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah, you need a bigger house for all them.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm sure Hans Zimmer's got a massive house, to be fair.
Very, yeah.
He does. He does. He does indeed. He does indeed. I don't. Was he even bothered going to the award ceremonies? I don't know. At this stage, he's probably maybe he needs to get out because he's so bloody busy making soundtracks. He probably needs to get out at least once a year.
Is the Grammys.
But he's the good, bad, and the ugly. Morricone, one of the best soundtrackers of all time. They're kind of almost more iconic than the Zimmer stuff, nearly, like, I think, in terms of like music and stuff. But the Zimmer, according to Charbel, is the one, and that's correct. So that brings us to the very end here. So who's taking home the bacon and who's going to meet Ashley the Bayesian?
It's actually a bloody tie.
Oh
So
my
you're gonna
God.
have a knockout question.
It just
It's 2
got.
points apiece.
Okay.
Got real.
Do you have a tiebreaker
So
ready?
Arvine, if you
Yeah.
see the last question there, there's no point in reading out that one because we basically need to get a definitive answer and the both of them could get the right answer with that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to troll through the questions here.
If you go for it, and we'll keep you busy here. So, right, Dennis is going to do a little.
This has happened before, a tiebreaker.
Yes, this is the third time it's happened. You know, very rarely happens now. I don't know how many shows we've done at this stage. You're going to have to look through my ledger after the show.
It's my first time. I don't know what I'm in for.
we're gonna send a clown around with a cream pie to each of your flats right now, houses.
I'll get Sam to open the door.
Dennis, Dennis, do you want to talk us through your banoffee pie there now? I want to make this banoffee pie.
Yeah, man. I basically went on 4 different recipe like guides to find it. Mary Berry's being one, and then I went to local Tesco to get some cow, the like condensed milk, but there was none because everyone had decided to bake. Obviously, this is what's happening. So I had to make my own, but then I got mad amounts of sugar, mad amounts of Biscoff spread, all the Biscoff base, whipped the cream up, and honestly, it was the best banoffee pie I've ever had in my life, ever. It was amazing. You got do another batch soon.
Buttery biscuit base. I want to come around and try that one. I think everyone should get on that one. Just Dennis's cooking show is going to be coming out of Ministry Sound next year. We look forward to that one. But I think Owen's got a question for you, by the way.
We've got the question. Okay, so it's closest to the year is going to win. Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer" was released in what year?
We did this one before.
Oh, did we?
Oh.
And you can't remember.
We're halfway there.
I think if I'm correct, I got it. Maybe I didn't get it right. Maybe I got close. Okay.
Oh, you fucking did.
Did we do this? I think we did this one before. I think. I mean, maybe I got it wrong though.
This I was listening to this song today.
I got it right. We need another tie. You both got it correct.
Yeah, I've got a little guilty pleasure about Bon Jovi, and I love listening to his music while I was sunbathing today. And then we went from that straight through to all the Oasis soundtrack today. It was absolutely amazing. It was a really, really good day.
That sounds terrible, Dennis.
It wasn't. We went from garage, we were doing a garage mix to listening to Bon Jovi, and it was and then there was a few Christmas songs thrown in there for some reason in the playlist. Yeah, It went very off piece, but it was very, very very, very enjoyable.
The maddest DJ set I've seen in a long time was Sebastian from Ed Banger Records a couple of years ago in Coco's, which I don't know. Coco's burnt down. I think it was on fire last time I. Yeah, Coco's in Camden.
Yeah, they rebuilt it then, didn't they? Didn't they not rebuild it after? Yeah.
They were rebuilding it, and then the roof set on fire while they were rebuilding it, and now they're rebuilding it again.
Here we go. Tiebreaker question number 2. Ray Charles's first song was released in what year?
Who was that? Sorry, say that again.
Ray Charles. Ray Charles's first song was released in what year?
I watched this film the other day.
Yeah, the man who likes to judge people by touching their wrists. Ray Charles.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sleazy on the old. Oh, yeah.
Oh, who was it?
Ray Charles.
Okay, it's in. It's a guess. I think it's.
Right, Laura.
I think I'm off.
Wait, no. I'm going to go.
Like you're so far off, Dennis, that if she's even remotely right, she is. She's spot on. So I'm afraid he had 1933. So it was 1951, and Laura had 52. So do the butts on, sure.
Well done, Laura.
Congratulations, Laura.
What I've learned is if you answer 1950 something for most of these, you'll get it right.
She's got the hack there going on there, Laura Whitmore. Dennis, oh man, sad to say goodbye to you, brother. Well done.
All right, it was worth it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. Lovely
Absolute
to meet
pleasure.
you, Laura, as well. Cheers, guys.
Dennis.
Cheers, Dennis.
See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Laura Whitmore storming into the final.
I know, and like most of these are flukes. So what I've learned in life is just to guess, and you'll probably get close enough.
You're guessing too precisely now for some of these. You have to have this knowledge in your inside your head for a lot of these answers and turns.
Next time I see you, I had to do something this week that I've told Arv already, but I had to do something music related this week, and I let myself down because I'm like, I know loads of music stuff, but again, it just depends on what the question is, doesn't it?
Yeah, you sound like you've got the life hack going on there. The cheat code. Listen, phenomenal. We'll be back, I think, next week. I'm not sure. We haven't picked a day yet for the final, but you'll be taking on the might of...
To be honest, we'll still be in lockdown. If this goes on for another while, we'll still be in lockdown.
We might have to keep repeating the final every week down until lockdown. Maybe not.
Yeah. No.
Right, listen. Thanks a million, Laura. Take care.
Guys, I'll see you. Have a good one.
Cheers. Bye. Right, you heard it there. Anyway, Laura knocked out the mighty Deniz Menendez from Ministry of Sound. We're going to be back next week. You've been watching Decades of Dance. I'm Marvin, and that is the Quiz Wizard, Owen. Good night.
Irish Media Network. We entertain.